We are just a little under a month away from free agency, and today we're going to be going through my 2026 free agency guide for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, armed with more money available than almost anyone else in the league and the number one pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders have a really good chance of making a drastic improvement on their roster through free agency. And to be really honest, I think any option should be on the table when it comes to making additions to this team through free agency. And while this is not a look into the draft portion of the offseason for the Raiders, this video can still make the assumption that Fernando Mendoza will be the selection for the Raiders in April at the number one overall pick. With that being said, this team needs to lean into their personality of the new head coach of this team, Clint Kubiak. Kubiak already is going to have his hands full working a rookie quarterback into the NFL in his first job as the head coach of an NFL team, so adding some playmakers that can make Mendoza's life easier would be ideal. The youth is already abundant for the Raiders. They have Dante Thornton, Trey Tucker, Jack Besh, Brock Bowers, and Ashton Genty, so getting a veteran in that locker room, and especially on the outside, someone like Jawan Jennings, Deebo Samuel, or Noah Brown, I think would be a massive help. At this point, the Raiders have all the talent and potential in the world with their pass catchers. Now they just need someone in the room to help mold them. Next up on the agenda is actually addressing and fixing this offensive line, and I think it starts in the middle at center. There are too many guys available this year, whether it's Linderbaum or McGovern at the top of the list, or guys like Pocic or Mays somewhere in the middle. Like I said, there are too many guys available for the Raiders to come away with none of them. Yes, Jackson Powers-Johnson is on the team, and the ideal scenario would have him playing at center, but that has yet to see the fruits of its labor. So I think this team needs to get a vet who can be the leader of this offense and especially the leader of the offensive line. And again, be someone who can help take the load off of Fernando Mendoza once he is in that locker room. This move obviously would also help the development of Ashton Genty, who we saw last year, even in games where he looked really good. There was a lot of plays where the offensive line kind of failed him and didn't really give him a chance to make moves before the line of scrimmage. So again, heading that overhaul up with somebody like a Tyler Linderbaum, who is obviously the best free agent center this year. He's possibly one of the best offensive linemen available. And it doesn't just stop at center. I think on the interior of the offensive line in general, even with Jackson Powers-Johnson, you'd like to see another veteran player in there. You'd like to see somebody like maybe a Joel Bitonio, like maybe a Zion Johnson, like maybe a Daniel Faalele. You just want to see an effort to make this an overhauled and better offensive line. Now, the next goal I have, I guess technically is not a free agency goal, but my goal is to figure out what the deal is with Max Crosby. If they're going to trade him, then I think they need to do it before free agency actually opens up, so that you can know who you have to replace and who you don't. And in my opinion, trading Crosby is what makes the most sense if you're looking at it from the Raiders' perspective. To me, this situation draws a lot of similarities between the Cincinnati Bengals and their issues with Trey Hendrickson. Yes, both players put up lots of stats, and they make you think that they're elite talents. But you can also say that it means nothing, because both of these players cost a lot of money, and their defenses are still towards the bottom of the league. So, in my opinion, trading Crosby would be a clear sign of hitting the reset button, but on the other hand, it would give Vegas a lot more cap space to play around with now and in the future, and obviously it would give some sort of draft or player compensation that could help them now as well. And who knows? I mean, the play on the field for the Raiders could maybe be aided by some addition by subtraction if Crosby is traded. There are a lot of other questions surrounding this team, like what is going to happen with Geno Smith during this offseason, what's going to happen with other guys on this roster who are either going to get relegated to reserve or backup roles, or they might just get cut from the team in general. There's so many guys on this team that are taking up considerable amounts of cap space on this team, like I said, who are reserve players. Geno Smith is obviously the big name, but you have guys like Alex Kappa, who you're paying $6 million to this year. You have somebody like Aiden O'Connell, who's going to get $4 million this year in a possibly second or third string quarterback role. And That's on top of the fact that this team already has almost $90 million in cap. Now, I don't necessarily know who all is going to want to come to the Las Vegas Raiders, but Las Vegas has all that money. They could easily, win a few free agent conversations just with that figure alone. So I think that, on top of the fact that they're going to get Fernando Mendoza, they already hired Clint Kubiak. This is a team who I think is trending in the right direction, and with a really good free agency, period, they could start to climb their way back in the AFC West and in the NFL in general. That's going to be the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. If you have a certain team you want to see me do this free agency guide for, make sure you let me know in the comments. I'm going to try to do every NFL team before the free agency period actually opens up. So that's going to mean a few days where there's probably two uploads with this series. So make sure you stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.